I'm a Paco boy. I was coming from a very poor background. So when I got to the camp and I saw this babe, private university grad. In fact, my mind was not even on anything. I was like, only you are somewhere very, very high.
I was not actually feelings for brother. Hey. So he proposed 29th and I gave him the reply same day. October 28th, Sonny and I we exchanged 3,850 text messages.
Who are you? So she asked me questions. When I mean questions, this babe that you're saying here, no, she drilled me. There were no surprises. There were no surprises.
There was one. You didn't tell me that you have removed your teeth before.
Okay, there were no major shockers.
There were no surprises actually. I think you told me. I just didn't know that you peeled your teeth.
There were no major shockers.
Wait. So the day you discovered that you had removed his teeth, you were like, when did this happen? And I was not aware.
You peeled it. Actually,
I removed one.
Okay, yeah.
I removed one. I picked one or two. So there were no.
You told me that you visited the dentist.
Yeah,
I remember.
But there were no major shockers. There were no major shockers. There was no issue of I didn't know this. If there was anything at all, that there could be one or two, but there were not things that
could destroy or that could destroy to a marriage.
No. We're not. We're so open. Things we did that we didn't like, we talked about them. There was nothing hiding.
We talked about our past relationships.
Things we wish we didn't do.
How far we went.
We talked about all of them. We opened up. Now the thing is, some people will say, "Don't open up. You don't know if you don't know what we use. You don't know if you might use it against you." Yes, I agree. There are cases like that. So what should you do concerning communication and when to say some things? Don't open up too early. And what I mean by that is that try to know who you are dealing with, first of all, to know if they are really serious. So don't say some things too early about yourself. And then don't say some things too late. Those things that are important that could change your partner's decision, don't say them too late. You say, if you had told me, I probably won't get to this point. I'm no more doing blah, blah, blah. Then number 3, don't open up to someone that is not ready to open up. Never do it.
That's the
if
point.
You are asking questions, they are not answering you.
Yes.
Don't open up. See, don't open up to somebody that is not ready to open up to you. If I open my door for you to come into my room, when I visit you, don't bring out your bench and put it outside for us to talk. Let's also go into your room and talk in there. So don't open up too early to some people. Take your time to watch them. Don't open up too late, particularly on very important matters. And don't open up to people who are not ready to open up to you. Please also give access to your life to them. Let them come in, because both of you are not really, really serious. So we really pass all those tests. We ticked all those boxes. That's why we're just so transparent. Wow. We're dead transparent, and it really helped us to grow.
What a wow. Even me, I'm learning. What a wow. Another level. Wow. I'm honestly, Mr. Sunday, I don't know, maybe I've not heard this story this way before, Neo, but more was shocked. The fact that Timmy even kept this document till today. After how many years? That is another level of accountability. I'm shocked.
You know what funniest thing? The chats we had where you proposed to me, I still have them archived on my laptop. The chats we had on WhatsApp. There was a day when I was masters. I think I had few change. I just said, let me print this chat out.
Yeah. Printed our WhatsApp chats. They see in that 5 years, this baby that is here. Those chats were so important to our life. Yeah, PhD research.
Where we started from. We always remind ourselves.
We have the chat. She printed
I still have the chats, yeah.
I'm serious.
The WhatsApp chat.
Show me now.
So it's
I can show you. I can show you now. It did there. I can show you. There's nothing to hide.
Hey, how many years have you been married now? How many years?
More than 6 years now.
6 years plus.
6 years.
More than 6 years now.
But we started out about 9 years ago.
More than 6 years now. And this baby is shocking me. What you worrying me?
Well, all right.
What are you people doing on this channel? Hey. You don't know how shocked I am, honestly. Like
everything is here. I can snap them for you in the morning. Everything is here. My 2013 diary.
Them there. Because I look, that's why I'm telling people that the people I want to be talking to are people that will be very sincere and truthful. See, Auntie Timmy, you don't know what this thing you have done, right? The fact that you even have this diary that you can show me, even if you are not snapping it, that I can see it, it's a very big lesson, even for me. I do a lot of documenting, but I have never ever thought that maybe it will be, I don't know. Someone have just like, this is another level. And I'm so thankful to you. Thank you so much.
So let me read one to you. October 3rd, he said, I will always listen to you. You are a darling to me. I didn't sleep again thereafter. The listening has to be from both ends. You listen and I listen to. That's you listen to me and I also listen to you.
Those are text messages.
You listen to me. I am the edge.
I'm the one talking. No, there's nothing like that. And when I'm talking, you listen. And then when she wants to talk, you will not listen. No, there's not. If anybody is doing that to you as a lady, be very careful. That's the man that's going to be bossing you around.
So I now reply the text message. I just pick random text messages I put here. And I said, what a treasure I've been blessed with. You have all it takes to be my man. I've always desired a godly man. I got more from God.
It is doing me.
There's one thing.
You get as they do me,
it is doing me.
There is one thing that I use to my advantage during our relationship and courtship. It is my writing skill. I can write.
I can feel it.
Oh God.
And then this day said, my man says, I will always listen to you. You know what that means to me?
Yes, I was telling you I will always listen to
That's a lot.
No, we have to go back to your questions.
Somebody should help me to on AC. to think this place is not hot, but okay, let me go back to my questions.
Yes.
So now I want us to talk about some of the challenges that came across your way while you were preparing to be married. So I've seen people who, even when they were sure that this is what God wants me to do, and I want to go this way, that somehow some things just happen and they feel like, I can't do this anymore. This is not what I want to do. I mean, I have taken a walk from a relationship before, even after I'd done my introduction and all that. I mean, I think I've said it here before, but I've not really told that story, right? So how were you able to come across? And when people ask me, I've got some people, sometime when I try to paraphrase the story and I'm like, we just couldn't resolve some of our differences. Plus that time I was even much younger. You know how you can be, that you're 23, 24, young brides, that kind of thing. So I just said we could not resolve some of our major differences. Do you get? But how were you able to scale through and come through some of the challenges that you faced? Did you have any challenge that really shook you? I think you mentioned it. And how were you able to come through it? I think that's a question.
Okay, so the first one I faced was when I asked Sunday about his parents, and he told me that his parents were idol worshippers. I cried, my lips were trembling. I had to leave where I was. I was in my aunt's place. I remember the day vividly. And I went to the open place, and I was crying, my lips were trembling. I was telling God, oh God, why? And
I don't want to laugh.
God told me that, remember,
matter. This is a very
remember what the book you're reading. I was reading the book of Esther then, and God made me realize that I was in his life for such a time as this. I was reading the book for such a time as this. And that was it. That was enough for me to go ahead. Another time was when I went to marriage committee, and marriage committee said, okay, God will not bring you into deeper life and take you out of deeper life. Then he wasn't attending deeper life. He only attended deeper life in the campus fellowship, and when we finished NYSC, only he attends weekly services, but he has Zoom church that he attends. So I told them that it wasn't a deeper life, and they were like, God will not bring you into deeper life.
Who says that? What is even the meaning of that? What does that mean? I don't even understand the statement.
So I now asked them, do you want me to go and pray again and tell God that, God, I want your will to be done in deeper life? And they said, no, they did not say that. So what do you want me to do? I think I journaled it too.
What do you want me to do? How will somebody say that kind of thing? I can't even understand the statement, Seth. I'm trying to.
So I have it here. I have it here. I was on the 31st of October. I have it written here, Acts chapter 5, verse 39. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Acts chapter 5, verse 39.
Obviously.
So I was having my quiet time, and God just ministered to me that if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it. Lest aptly be found even to fight against God.
Yeah.
And I wrote it in Yoruba. Ṣùgbọ́n bí ti Ọlọ́run bá ní, ẹ̀yin kì yóò lè bí ṣubú, kí ó má bàa jẹ́ pé a rí yín ẹ̀ ń bá Ọlọ́run jà. And that was it.
So the word of God that we started with, the scriptures, the place of prayer. So when challenges still came, that's why knowing God is very important. When people say they just want to marry and you don't have a relationship with God, it's not like you cannot marry without knowing God.
You can actually.
But your sailing will be smooth, or let's say smoother, when you have God with you. He will be guiding you through. When she came, in fact, she didn't even tell me about that challenge. I didn't even know. But in a prayer place, in a personal quiet time, God sorted it out. I didn't even know until much later.
On my engagement day, I quoted this particular passage too, that one of the challenges I faced, and this was how I scaled through.
Another challenge we faced was that, and I didn't even know, there were some challenges that happened, she didn't tell me. She just took care of them herself. Later on,
I love this. Oh God.
So another challenge was that later on, when Adad now got to know some more details about me. Initially when I proposed to her, and then she just went talked to Adad. I said, go ahead, God has answered you. He hadn't known much about me then.
He didn't know that.
He didn't know me. He didn't know I was coming from a pagan home. I was not maybe a full parliament member and all of that. So when I now got to know where this guy is coming from,
as you're about to say now, I'm a buruku shefe and a buruku sheni.
So
say born again, but his parents are idol worshippers. But we escaped through.
So when he now got to know that, it was like he now wanted to say, no, you can't marry that guy. You can't marry that guy. That was a major, barrier that. But she didn't tell me.
So we only waited it out. We waited it out. Well,
I didn't even know, but he didn't tell me.
God is not asking me to go and marry another person. When you people are ready to be my hand in marriage, God will sort it.
So some challenges too.
You know what God used? Funny enough. So there was this letter Sunday wrote to me at the beginning of our relationship. It was a beautiful letter. And it used
Uncle
to be
Sunday,
inside his diary.
Let me comment.
I was at try. There was a day I was out of the house and my daddy found this diary. I guess he must have read everything or some things in the diary that God used to convince him
that this guy is not just any kind of guy. Wow. So that letter I wrote to her.
The letter was here, that diary was here and everything. And I saw him like, I saw you beside him and I realized that, Daddy had gone through it. If you were just nyama talk, we were talking, that's how he would have read it.
Hey.
Yeah. And the title of that letter I wrote them was, Let's Live a Life of Radical Purity. So that kind of message, that kind of letter made him to understand that, okay, it's like this guy is not just any kind of guy. And then we overcame that challenge.
Yeah.
And then we move on. Another challenge we also had, while preparing for marriage and all that, was the challenge of serious conflict. We had some serious conflict that almost led to the end of our relationship. But me, I just got stuck there. I said I wasn't going to let you go. I kept holding on. I kept pushing. In fact, we had a disagreement, sometime during our courtship that I said something that she did not like, and it was something she didn't like at all. She disliked it a lot, and I said it only once, and she was so disappointed, and she felt, I wasn't going to take it because I trampled on her, I would say, let's say self-esteem or on her personality. Then she said she wasn't interested again. This took us days. It took us days. I kept apologizing. She didn't agree to me. I kept apologizing. And do you know how it ended? It was also through prayer. You remember? It was through prayer. And then she came back to me that morning and told me she loved me. I was like, you love me? Are you serious? Ha, man. Prayer is important. I'm telling you, when you are in
your faith.
It was God that dealt with
it was really,
you.
I'm telling you, it took us days.
God. It was God that
it took us days. When she finally submitted to even praying about it, the issue you wanted to linger. She came back, I love you. I was like, are you serious that God can do this?
Did I hear right?
Yes, I'm serious. So God took care of that challenge for us as well. Another challenge we had was financial challenge. I wasn't earning a lot then. So that made us to cut longer than.
But that now said, when to take up, you should promising.
My future is promising.
So they said they'll be giving my husband, they'll be giving him, even my fiancé, they'll be giving him 50,000 per month. But after 1 year, they will now give him the permanent job. I said, go ahead, Chebi.
No letter of appointment. 50,000 per month not okay for you?
It was okay, but mine was at the end of 1 year. What if they do not
give you
appointments?
That was also you remember something very good. That was a very serious challenge for us because the job now came. When the job came, it was a job in the line I wanted. Like, I said, God, thank you for this opportunity. Me, I left the negotiation table coming out to tell my fiancé there that, wow, this is what they offer, this is the job. I was happy. When I told her, it was like coming to announce that I was sacked at my job, at my workplace. What I thought should make her happy. So it now became a tug of war for us. But at that time, I think Timmy wanted to go because, like, this job. She got
You people will be on probation for 1 year.
Timmy didn't want to wait, and the pay was also small. But because it was in the line I wanted. Now I'm saying this to highlight something very important. Compromise is important. I don't say I've told you this is my career path, this is where I'm going. Career can change though.
Oh God, how many years do you have?
Careers can change.
I love, honestly, I love this point you're highlighting. I don't want to say some things, right? Because I don't want to open up some things. But you know how some brothers talk to some ladies and they say, in fact, there's one I know, right? There's somebody I know, let me use it as an illustration, that when they got married, the guy's pay was not a lot of money. Do you get? And one of the things the guy told the lady was that you are my breakthrough. You are my breakthrough. So by the time we get married, I know that things will start working right. Are you getting it? Are you getting the scenario? And they went ahead and I don't know right now if things are now right or if things are not even worse than how it was. Do you understand? And they've been married for quite a number of years. I've heard stories. I know I have friends, who the husband was not working, got married, and job happened. I understand that. I've known those things, but why? I don't know. I don't know why we should always subject ourselves to those kind of things, right? I have heard of, in fact, I know a particular brother who at that time was saying, me, it's entrepreneurship I want to do. I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to work for anybody. Okay, you want to get married, and you're saying it's entrepreneurship you want to do. Even the capital you want to use to start the job, the entrepreneurship, I mean, you don't even have it yet. But you want to drag another person's daughter on entrepreneurship, on promising, and Timmy, sorry.
Yeah.
So I had to now make a decision because it's caused, a crack between us. If I head on to the job, I was going to lose Timmy. So I took the pain to just say, okay, I will have to let this go. So I sent a text to the prof that I wasn't going to take the job again. Wow. The prof was disappointed.
He even went to go and tell someone who's in the academics, and the person said, is it that your fiancé likes money or whatever?
Even though.
It's not like I like money.
Yeah, it's somebody it's somebody you will even know. So Aisha did not, and I left the job. The prof sent me a text like, I should my decision, like I was going to regret something like that.
You're leaving your future on the table.
Yeah. I beg you. So Aisha moved on.
Wow.
And today I thank God I took that step. So you have to compromise some things. Some things you think are your standard, they are your whatever. Please compromise some of those things, because your life will continue without them. Right? I'm not saying go into sin, right? But some things you think are your standard, you can't do without them. You can actually do without them. You may have to sacrifice them for the sake of your relationship if you really value it. So it depends on what you value.
We're not even saying sacrifice them to be unhappy. No.
Yeah.
You just know what you can. You can compromise, and the ones you cannot.
Be ready to compromise.
And then another thing that I would love to talk about is it looks like we had an excellent communication during the courtship. But there was actually a particular time that communication was an issue for us.
That was marriage.
No, before marriage.
Really? When was that?
When I was saying you wouldn't call, you wouldn't text.
Okay. Yeah.
So my husband is a scholar. He's a scholar, and when he went back to school to go and study for his MSc, he would be in the lab. He would be in the library, from library to the fellowship to the hostel, and this guy wasn't communicating as much as I wanted him to. And I thought I just told him, boy, communicate, what's going on? You would say me too, I'm doing masters. You two are doing masters. Why is it so difficult to communicate?
I the best person to do masters.
So I just told him, like, well, I wasn't happy with him. I wasn't really happy with him, and we had a misunderstanding. He had an interview the following day. Even the interviewer was like, are you fine? Is everything okay? It was really so obvious on him. So that's how he called one of our big mommies, and he told the mommy what was going on. So she called me, Akilo Shele, what's going on? Somebody said, you are not in talking terms, you're not happy with him. What's going on? I said, this guy, call, you will not call. Text, you will not text. That's how the woman said, Sunday, but you too. You are not carrying her to go and be doing shopping. You can still not call her. You can still not text her. What is your problem? And she's a very factual person.
We need to give that woman one more dinner. She deserves it.
Remember the memory you met at our house when you came for the birthday?
Yes.
It was her mom.
I see.
Get her go shopping. Kini problem?
Oh, lowo tún lè pè.
So we need factual people like that around
communication
us.
got rekindled again. I was like, God,
We don't even talk about marriage concept.
Do you know, it's now I'm just about to get into the marriage. Like, how has it been so far? But so if you're tired, I think you can go and rest.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay, so wow. Thank you so much. Honestly, like, this conversation has just been interesting. I've lost track of time, trust me.
Yes, thank
you. Are you sure it's sweet?
Yes, no.
I will give you something sweet. I was on it.
Sorry,
Apostle, we hear of this.
Let's read it.
I will not edit this part. Though. This is how you will watch it. Okay, now let's talk about how married life has been. How has it been, 6 years plus and counting? How has it been so far? Being married finally, realities, setting in finally. How was it?
It's been a mixture of highs and lows, good and bad, ugly. It's been a mixture of the two sides. But God has been ever faithful.
More of the good.
Yeah, more of the good. Yes, we agree, because I remember when we first got married, I know I used to have my period is usually not regular. But when we got married, I wasn't even seeing it at all. It wasn't coming. And I was like, am I pregnant? And I would check. I wasn't pregnant yet. I wasn't seeing my period. So it was while we were even trying to wait for, like, let's say 6 months before we start trying for a baby when we get married, so that we can enjoy ourselves. I was like, I got to know
what do you mean by enjoyment?
Enjoyment is not.
Uncle Sunday, let me hear words. Please, enjoyment is enjoyment. Don't stress it too much. Some of us are single. Please.
I like the word me now. I like the word me.
So that was when I got to realize that I probably have fertility issues. I would take drugs, I would take injections before I would see my period. Not even ovulation now, before I would even see my period at all. When it was not getting out of hand, like no injection, no period, they had to refer me to see a gynecologist. Then I started seeing later on, I was diagnosed to have an incurable hormonal issue, which they call PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Well, by the grace of God, it was managed, and here we are today. We have 2 children.
Thank you, Jesus.
So, in God, even though medicals say that it's not curable, God has been faithful.
What God
yes, I was pregnant with my baby in 2019. 2021, early 2021, I had a miscarriage. I got pregnant again. I had a miscarriage. When you have a miscarriage and you have fertility issue, you feel, come on, it shouldn't be you. So, but it happened, and then God did it again without me even trying again. God just proved himself that he's God. And then we have a sweet baby boy, William.
So that's one challenge.
That even reminds me. I'm not giving William's baby gift though. Hey, which kind of big sister am I buying?
Straight into my account.
Send me account number. I have to represent my channel. Send me account number. What's that?
No,
and I'm serious.
So marriage has really been good, to be honest. Yeah. We started on a note of optimism. That, of course, I was very optimistic about the whole thing, that it's going to work. And that's the mindset I started with, that this marriage is going to work. I was going to give anything it would demand. So we started on that note, and then we're doing the work. Some in the early stages, we were not doing it well. We're making mistakes. Like the communication issues you mentioned, it's also entered marriage at the point. Even though we communicated a lot in marriage, I think I turned off a little bit at a point in time. She complained about it, and then I changed. So you have to be ready to change. When your spouse says a thing once, twice, second, third time, be ready to change. It means that thing is important to him or her. Change. So I changed, and then I started communicating better again. Also had the challenge of finance at the time. Finance was another issue for us at a particular point in time. Now, when we started marriage, I was working initially. I was only working initially.
I wasn't working.
She wasn't working initially. Then the money was not looking like it was not going to be enough. So how did you overcome that? We overcame that by coming up with other sources of income. That was when I now realized that
budgeting.
Yes, I will even come to that. When I realized that I even have skills that are sellable. So I started selling my skills, and from there, a lot of other possibilities started coming out. And then we now started planning our finance. In fact, we need to get back to that really, really well again. So we started planning our finance. That financial planning was very helpful for us. What looked like it was not enough before, I'm telling you, when we started planning, that's budgeting.
It was enough.
In fact, we could even say we could take care of things. Now, from there, she now started making money too.
Okay, so I got a job.
Yeah, she first got a job.
I got a job with a multinational, but unfortunately, it was Lagos. Hello, it was not in Lagos.
So that I think that's an important point.
It was in Jos, so I went, but
you went.
But yes, I did. I had to beg him to allow me.
Yeah. Let me explain something there. She wanted to go, and we were still new in marriage.
Well, less than a year.
And we were trusting God for fruit of the womb. But she wanted to have office experience. She wanted to go. Okay, I just allowed her, and then she went. But after she went, our body no agree. Oh, Jesus.
Aside our body. I don't think that is because of this thing that is like.
It's part of it. It's part of it.
It's part of it.
It's part of it, but there were some other reasons.
Other reasons.
There were some other reasons.
There's other reasons tied to the job.
Yeah.
Oh, and then of course,
I was also hoping that they would probably transfer me to
Lagos.
Lagos. But unfortunately, I would have to wait for some time until there's an opening or whatever. Here at the head office before they can transfer me down to.
Wow.
They have to leave the job just for us to be together. So on that note, I just want to say something. Yeah, some couples.
Before I left,
Before you left?
Yes.
What happened?
You will now be tormenting me. Married man that is having wet dreams. Oh, man having wet dreams. I'm having wet dreams. So I'm tired of not waking up to see your face every day.
Why did you carry my pot? You also carry my pot away.
Which pot?
You took my pot to Jos. What was all that?
The pots that they used to cook. Which one?
The pot gone. Was there? I had only spoon with
what of soup?
What was that? I have to be complaining. So it goes to say that couples are supposed to.
Honestly, this is how they are. If you visit them, this is how they are.
Couples are actually supposed to be together. I'm telling you, that was one of the reasons. In fact, it was the major reason God brought in marriage to fill in the gap that companionship, to fill in the gap, to take care of companionship. When you have to now live apart for whatever reasons, people have their reasons for doing it, but it's not really the best, to be honest with you. So she had to now come back home and then we started doing our life together again and all that. So that also took care of our financial challenges. When she came back, I started thinking, what would my wife do? I came up with ideas.
Yes, another thing about flexibility and compromise. I was about, office job, and things like that. But I ended up being a businesswoman. And it paid off.
Yeah, it's better said.
It's really paid off. Like, they're always saying, this woman do business. And I said, no, I'm not focused for business. I'm waiting for job opportunities to come and I apply and things like that. So when this Nestle job that I had applied to when I was doing my master's, where I got married, came, I just had to beg him to let me go. By the time I came back, there was nothing. And then that same business that I fell back on, and it's really helped our finance.
It helps us so much that it needs us to Yeah, you have to compromise. And at times, don't. Even as the man, don't say my word is final. Let your wife, let your spouse have some. Give them slack. When I allow her to go to that just because I just wanted her to do what she wanted. At that time, that was what she wanted to be happy. That's what she needed to be happy. If I had insisted on you can't go, I will be living with an unhappy woman. I am telling you. So she went and she saw things for herself, and she also agreed with me at the end of the day. When the idea came to me, I shared with her. She was afraid. She told me she will not be able to do it. I said, you will do it. People have been doing it. I saw people doing it, and they don't have to hear. And then she started fearfully. And then she started, I'm telling you that the first time she did that business, she was afraid, but she did it, she came out well. You won't believe it.
I trust Auntie Timmy. Auntie Timmy is our women rep. Yeah. I trust her.
when she did that, when the first time she did that business, Mary, the first time she did that business, again, not a revenue, again was more than my monthly salary at that time. Just one business, Mary, and I'm telling you, just the gain she made was more than, and I've been handing more at that time, was more than my monthly salary. So imagine me. What am I saying? Monthly salary, it was more than times 3 of my monthly salary.
Don't worry, I will come and see you. I'll come and see you behind the camera.
It was about times 3 or more than.
Yeah. So
are you looking for employee? I'm available.
And you don't say that because I'm the one that gave you the idea. Yeah, you have to stop it because you're not making more than
money. No. In fact, it was our business that made us to have enough to now move away from where we were living to where we are now. So imagine me sitting on an idea that will make my wife do better. I'm saying she shouldn't be working. Some men will say don't work. The reason they are saying don't work is not because they stress the wife, it's because they want her to remain a dependent. Don't do all this to your spouse. See each other as one. The Bible says in Philippians chapter 2, verse 8, one mind, pursue the same thing. Don't be pursuing different agenda. Don't do it. It will help the home. It will help the home. So these are things, they are simple, but they help the home a lot.
This thing you're saying about one mind, I was listening to a message by DDK some time ago on supernatural marriage, and this was one of the things she emphasized, because when you're coming together with your husband and your wife, in fact, give me 1 minute, just 1 minute, just give me 1 minute. I didn't even know that this thing would come in handy, when I was listening to that message, one of the things that she was emphasizing it is that what companionship is that you both are bounded as a braided cord, and God is the third person there. So when you see braids, immediately she said it. In fact, I've not heard braided cord before. I used to hear, come together, merging together as one. But when she said braided cord, it made sense because I'm familiar with braids. And I braid, right? I make braids. So the picture of braids came to my head, and I'm like, it's actually true. When you see a braided hair, you can't detach it except you lose it or you cut it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So what you are actually coming to, you have to strive for that bond, that unity for you to be one. You must be one. Thank you, Pastor Sunday. Thank you.
Pastor Sunday.
One-mindedness, very important. So that has really helped us. Welcome. That has really helped us in marriage. That has really helped us pursuing the same agenda. Pursuing the same agenda is very key. There are, except if you allow me to just be talking, I will just be talking.
I know there's a lot to say, but let's round it up, yeah. let's round it up because I know you are tired. Yeah, I know time has gone already. So what word of advice? Yeah, general word of advice. There's a lot to say. I'm not sure we can finish it in this session. If my people say, please help us to beg them, let them come back home. I'm going to come and beg you. Pastor Sunday, where is your book now? And Mr. Sunday, bring your book. Emma, be pastor and what millennium. We all on them song, Connie.
Sunday and Nanny. When Pastor Sunday by, it's like I'm hearing Pastor Sunday this weekend.
And the thing will be coming down now. This book, ladies and gentlemen, you have to get it. You have to. My Marriage, My Work is written by Mr. Sunday. You can see the two of them in front of it. See, Eba mi gbe sumo bi by that. Egbe sumo, egboju ayo yen sumo mi.
That's the book.
On a serious note, Mr. Sunday, please, how much is this book? How much is it?
This book is just 2,000 now.
2,000.
Yep.
2,000.
Yes, this is discounted. That's not the actual. You remember that's not what I sold it when it was in January.
I remember.
But for now, I bought that 2,000. Yeah.
So if anybody is going to come through your channel, maybe we can get to decide what to give them a further discount.
No further discount. It is 2,000. No further discount. I'm buying 5.
2,000. Yeah.
I want to buy 5 copies. Yes. I want to buy 5 copies, and I think I'm going to give, when people watch, when we finally put out this video and people watch, I'm sure people are going to comment, right? So I'm going to give it to 5 persons. Wherever they are, they will sort what they deliver, but I'm buying 5 copies. Now, aside the 5 copies I'm buying, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you, when you come and watch this video later, by the time you watch it, people would have collected these 5 copies. You have to get this book. Honestly, like, it is highly recommended. You have to get it and read it and prepare. You need to prepare for your marriage. I have a copy. This book, I have a copy. And honestly,
remember you did a review then?
Yes.
Of this book.
Yes, I did a review, and that's to let you know that this book is really solid. It is solid. Don't go and be reading your church book alone. No, those I did not tell you. Buy this book and read and apply the things you are learning to your life. It's really going to help you. I'm going to put a link to how you can order. If Mr. Sunday is going to give me his contact, I can put it on this video, Buy the book and read it. Buy for somebody. It's 2,000. Mr. Sunday, don't worry. I will look for sponsors that will buy more copies. Don't.
All right, now. Thank you.
I need people that will buy more copies. If I can get 5 of my friends to buy 5 copies each, don't worry. In fact, I will work on that, honestly. But thank you so much. You really shared a lot in this episode.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Like, I don't know. I thank you for the openness. Thank you for the sincerity. Thank you for the genuine.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about us.
I'm so grateful. What? Auntie Timmy, what's wrong with you now?
Auntie Timmy, only for bad.
You know what you think on YouTube? This thing that you are doing.
It will lead us to the presence of God.
It is well.
Let's do final words, right? Words of advice.
Final words, okay. What I want to say, just know God for yourself. Know God for yourself. It might sound like it's a repetitive word, but
you can't overemphasize it.
It's very important.
Yeah. Yes.
It's very, very important. Don't know God because you don't know God just within the limits of a congregation. For yourself, know God.
A personal walk with God.
A personal walk with God, and take care of yourself. I wish I knew that I had a hormonal issue before marriage. I would have probably taken care of me better. Don't
ignore your body signs.
Those times when you are a lady who is not sexually active and you're not seeing your period, you feel like, thank God, I know they buy pad this month. Because men, it was not a good sign. So just take care of your body. And then when you're now married, still be closer to God. And then when you have now given birth, take care of yourself. Self-care. There are some times that you have to be selfish for yourself. Just because you need to be fine for the family. You need to be fine for the kids. Only a healthy wife can love her husband. Only a healthy mom can truly love her children. Take care of you. Don't burn out. Don't do, I'm doing. Whenever you need help, talk. So take care of you. What else?
Okay. For me, I'll just say that, particularly to singles, prepare for, if you decide to marry one day, not everybody wants to marry. If you decide to marry, prepare for that phase. Don't enter it unprepared. I beg you, please prepare for that phase by knowing your God. It's very key. It will make your journey easy. Know your God for yourself beyond congregational level, as she said. Then, aside that, prepare by reading books and by talking to people. We have people that come to us for counsel. They are close to marriage. We talk to them. Things we tell them, nobody tells them anywhere, not even in the church. As in, we talk to them, we open up, even beyond what we have talked about in this interview. Like, we open up, we show them our weaknesses, the mistakes we made. Talk to people, couples who are knowledgeable and are ready to share with you. Talk to them, please. That is part of preparation for marriage. When you now get into marriage, before you enter it, see marriage as an opportunity to serve. Philippians chapter 2, from verse 1 to 3. Go and read it, in the message version. It says, see, marriage is an opportunity for you to serve. So enter marriage with the mindset to serve your spouse. If you both have the mindset to serve each other, not in this marriage, I'm the daddy, you're not going to sit down like this, they should be serving you all around.
Chief Daddy.
You are a taskmaster. You are a taskmaster, a headmaster husband. So come into marriage with the mindset to serve each other and then work for your marriage. People work for their courtship, for their relationship. When they finally get married, they think they've gotten to the final bus stop. They now relax. What they used to do, they do again. Don't do that. Continue to work for you. That's why I titled the book, My Marriage, My Work. It is a book to be with you. It's a job. It's a job. So do these things. They are simple. If you don't do them, you will have bigger headache. I am telling you, you will have bigger headache. I'm telling you. So these are maybe gone.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunday.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so grateful. You don't even know how happy I am. I'm so grateful. Thank you for your time. I'm so grateful. Like, I'm very, 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 very grateful.
Thank you for having us.
God bless you so much. Okay, do have a very lovely night. All right. Mr. Sunday, please, I sent you a message. Thank you so much. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a lot, like it's a lot to unpack. I mean, each guest I bring, just come with a new dimension. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, tonight I'm just looking at it again and I'm like, wow, this is a lot. This is really, really, really a lot. And I'm just so happy, that we are getting people who can open up themselves, to us, tell us how these things are explained to us, and we'll be really sincere with us. I'm just so grateful, and there's just a lot to learn. But ensure that as you watch this episode, you are really learning and you are going to God in prayer. I know that the issue of marriage, the topic of marriage is, what gives a lot of people concern, especially Christians, and it's looking like, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Say, by bringing people, to you to show you how it is done. You can't leave God out of this journey. You cannot leave God out of this journey. If you don't want your ship to wreck, you cannot leave God, because you know how it is when you are sailing, you are in a ship and you are sailing, the storms will come. When the storms come, what are you going to hold on to? What will your anchor, what will it grip? What will you hold? So I'm just praying that God is going to help us, especially for those of us who are still single. I mean, God just loves us. If you are still single and you are watching this episode, God loves you. honestly, because these things are coming to you for free, you're learning. Buy that book, buy it. It's just 2K, please. Buy it though and read. And apply the things you are learning, apply the things you are learning, please. God bless you. Thank you so much. Do subscribe. I'm bringing more videos your way, and I'm sure they are going to bless you. Thank you. Do have a very lovely morning or night. Honestly, I'm recording this video, or as at the time I'm doing this video, this is 12:40 a.m. That's like to 1, and I've not slept, guys. Okay, let's just have a very good night. All right, family members, do have a very lovely day. I wish you the best. God bless you. God bless you, and God abide with you. Thank you so much.